Just looks too good, especially over time as the kind of olive green starts to fade and get beat up. We have the vintage heavyweight sweatshirt. It's gonna be really nice. Let's pop it out right now. Oh wow, yeah, that color. I did get these for free from Gustin, and man, oh my god, I chose them myself, and I can already tell through this plastic. Oh Jesus. I decided on the Army Rainbow Nep, which is part of their stock, because just I was in the military myself, and like my immediate family combined, we have over 50 years of service in the Air Force. So I just feel like this Army Rainbow Nep was kind of the way to go. It's just so freaking nice. The vintage heavyweight sweatshirt in Army Rainbow Nep by Gustin. It's back, our best-selling vintage heavyweight sweatshirt in a fresh new color, an Army base with a color Nep. Our goal with the heavyweight knits line is to capture the spirits of knits from an earlier time, a time when basics were a bit more rugged, sturdy, high-quality construction, heavyweight fabrics built to last but require a bit of effort to wear in. It seems you agreed, as our heavyweight line has been our most popular knit line. We've been at work building our next product, the heavyweight sweatshirt. Take the inspiration from our heavyweight t-shirt and apply it to the classic sweatshirt. We sought fabric that would instantly take you back in time. Heavy cotton fleece is the answer. Extra burly and dense with a hand that stands out. It starts off with a touch of coarseness. You have to earn your comfort like raw denim, but over time it develops into a perfect mix of weight and suppleness. The finish is luxuriously brushed backside for comfort. The instant you touch this sweater, you'll get it. We and you have experienced the quality this mill in Canada delivers. Our heavyweight indigo t-shirts use their jersey. Real attention to detail. Flat-locked seams throughout, ribbed side panels, hems, cuffs, and collar a bit wider to instantly convey the vintage aesthetic we want to capture. The quality of sewing is apparent. This is precisely why we partnered with a mill that makes the fabric to make the garment. They know the material and they know how to use it best. High quality veg tan leather patches, a large format patch goes inside the collar, a small square goes on the bottom hem. Each will age uniquely over time. A bit more relaxed old school than our standard style. It's a good match for the vintage inspiration and for the heavier weight fabric. Fabric is 14 ounce, 100% cotton, made in Canada, and it is part of the Rainbow Neps collection. And I don't have to explain why it's called Rainbow Nep, but for those that don't know what Nep is, back in the day, this was more of like a deficiency, you could call it. The neppiness would come out of the fabric because the machines weren't really super precise, right? And today, it's purposeful because it just looks so good. And it's an ode to the past as well. And Gustin, look at this. This is a leather patch. Amazing. Vegetable tanned, very nice. I use Gustin almost every single day in terms of their belts. Super nice value. They're like a crowdfunding kind of company. So they crowdfund the items first, and if it meets the value, if enough people crowdfund it, it will go through production. They'll make it, and it's super good value because like the belts cost me $50, right? And I made a couple of I made a YouTube short about it. If I were to get them from pretty much any USA made company today, it would be at least $110, at least. Usually around more like $140 to $160 for their belts. Full grain Horween kind of latigo. Look at this though. This sweater, simply amazing looking. It feels really nice. The hand is superb. Weargustin.com, amazing brand. I've been using them for years. I'm trying to smack some mosquitoes out here. I'm gonna put the sweatshirt on so I don't get bit by these mosquitoes, and I'm pretty sure the mosquito already got me. But it's all good. Check out this amazing Gustin sweatshirt. I decided on this instead of the hoodie, even though the hoodie seemed like, I want hoodies. I like hoodies, but I've noticed throughout my life, I tend to wear sweatshirts more than hoodies, and I tend to wear pullover stuff less than zip up stuff. So I decided this is like the middle ground, and it's not a zip up. It is a pullover, but it's not a hoodie, like a pullover hoodie, which I typically like. I haven't worn one of those in years, and I decided like just this army style just looks too good, especially over time as the kind of olive green starts to fade and get beat up. It's gonna look even better. I just keep looking at the neppiness of it because it really draws the eye, and you can tell it's like a high quality garment because like even like I'm feeling the collar, and I was going to talk about the collar. That's partially why, but not that. It's like just if you look at it, like you can tell depending on the type of items you're buying out there, you can tell just by the look if it's high quality or not. Usually if it's made in like a vintage old school way, it's easier to tell just because of the intentional malformations, I guess you can say. Like neppiness is intentional today, but back in the day it wasn't. And in that sense, when things are made like that today, you can just see by your eye, just by looking at it, how high quality it is. And it will just look better and better over time. And as they mention on the website, a very nice kind of like raw denim feel in a sense. Like this is going to break in somewhat like raw denim. Certain parts are going to fade more than others, especially kind of around the like arm creases, stuff like that. The shoulders and like the chest and the back are going to get a little bit sun faded, UV damaged as I am outside quite a bit, and that will probably start to show through very subtly on this kind of color. But with UV damage, it'll probably start to yellow very slightly around the tops. And I don't know, I really enjoy that kind of aesthetic where you just use your things the way they need to be used. You know, functional fashion. You can look good as well as have functional clothing, functional garments that you're wearing every day. A lot of people, especially when it comes to like blue collar, they don't really, I mean, I don't know. I feel like people always want to look good technically, but I feel like at the same time, there's a lot of people that almost kind of deny it. Like, no, it doesn't matter if you're a man. If you're a man, it don't matter if you look good as long as you look presentable. But, you know, that's just my opinion. And in my opinion, that's kind of, it's fine to hold that opinion, of course. Like, I don't care. Like, you can live your life any way you want to live it, man. But me personally, I want to look as good as possible whenever possible. And there's nothing wrong with that either. Even if you're doing it in a work kind of environment, I mean, maybe even especially if you're doing it around other people, right? I don't really dress for other people, but I can see the dynamic and why that might be important in life. And looking good is never a bad thing. Just like this freaking Gustin sweatshirt. Just looking so good. And here's the Army Rainbow Nep 100% cotton Gustin sweatshirt. This thing has been amazing. I've been wearing it for several days now, and I've slept in it a couple times just because I like to kind of test things by sleeping in them. If they're shirts, anyway, if they're like tops, definitely won't sleep in like jeans or anything like that. If they were shorts, maybe, depending on the kind of shorts they were. But yeah, like a sweatshirt, I don't mind. You just crack open a couple of windows this time of year, and especially with how windy it gets, super chilly. I love it when it's chilly when I'm sleeping for some reason. So like having something like this is pretty nice. I mean, it's still not ideal. I don't usually wear sweatshirts when I sleep, but it is not uncomfortable, that's for sure. And the reason I do that is, I guess, is pretty obvious. It's just to test like kind of how it stretches, how it retracts back to itself, and just how it forms to your body. And it does it quicker if you're sleeping in it, obviously. So like, because I have this channel, and I like to. I don't accelerate. I don't accelerate tests, right? Like I'm not doing things that I wouldn't typically do, I guess. But at the same time, I am. doing things I wouldn't typically do, like wear a sweatshirt when I sleep. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. I think I'm kind of rambling about it. But this thing is so nice. The green, the olive green, is one of my favorite colors. This shade specifically, too, is really nice. I like all sorts of shades of green, blues, and yeah, green and blue is probably some of my favorite. Orange is really nice as a color itself, but maybe not as something I would wear. It depends. And yeah, this thing, just like my A2 jacket, which I guess I'll pop on just to kind of show how it looks underneath a jacket. This kind of hikes up, right? The sweatshirt around the hem, and it just has that kind of relaxed effect to it, which I really like. I like that it has a huge plain chest, basically just one big old piece on the front like that. For some reason, I really enjoy just having huge pieces of material. It just seems to look better in my eye, just as I'm about to grab this jacket right here to show you. This also has just huge, well, it's going to be hard for me to do with one hand. This also has just huge pieces of leather, two pieces for each arm, one piece for the back, then two large pieces for the front where the zipper's at, you know, like this super plain. It has the skirt or the hem at the bottom, kind of like the sweatshirt, as well as uh, the sleeve cuff, right? And this is an A2 jacket from Cooper Sportswear. They made this back in the 80s. They used to make jackets for the war back in the 40s, World War II, that is. And the A2 jacket for the USAAF, or now today, the actual Air Force, amazingly made. It is a super simple but super classic and cool design with a sweatshirt as the cold starts to set in here in the mountains. I was gonna get the cosmic hoodie as I mentioned, but at the same time, like I've realized I'm not really a hoodie jacket person. I don't really wear hoodies that often, and I don't wear hoodies under jackets that often, especially pullover hoodies. I usually wear zip hoodies because they're just more convenient. But the like pullovers look better in my opinion, pretty much all the time. Hoodies or sweatshirts. Check out the Cosmic Nep. I think that's probably what most people would like is their cosmic one. It's like this just dark, beautiful cotton with the rainbow neps popping out. This is going to be a little bit more subtle, as you can tell. Like, I mean, you probably can't even really see the neppiness from this distance, and you're only like 7 feet away from me at the moment. But yeah, with the cosmic one, you can kind of see it. And in certain ways, I think it looks a little bit more premium, but this looks more rugged and just like more militaristic, which is more my style. So yeah, amazing sweatshirt. Well, I can't say enough about it, and I'm definitely getting more Gustin stuff. 100% Gustin, made in Canada here, mostly made in USA stuff. Just such a good brand. They've been around for years now, and I've been shopping with them for a few years now as well. And now that I get to collaborate with them a little bit, it's amazing, and I appreciate them even more than I did. And I already appreciated Gustin a lot as a company. I appreciate companies making high quality stuff at decent price points.